This is the speaking test of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Monday, the 26th of September at Medcity International Academy, Kannur. The candidate is Shyamlal Ponon and the candidate number is 4321. The examiner is Sangeeta Gopi and the examiner number is 0502. The center number is MIA 001. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
May I know your full name?
Of course. My full name is Shyamlal Ponon.
And how may I address you?
You can just call me Shyam.
Shyam, may I see your ID?
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where do you come from?
Well, I come from a district called Kannur in Kerala, which is a state to the southern part of India, but I have spent some time in the Middle East.
And do you work or are you a student?
I am a student. I have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and I'm looking forward to take a master's.
All right. Well, Shyam, let's move forward. I'm going to ask you questions regarding personal talents.
Okay.
What sort of things do you think you're good at?
Well, I'm a very good actor. And to add to that, I would also say I'm a very good singer. I have been acting since I was a child, aged 5 years old. I have won so many different kinds of awards on state levels and even national levels.
And do you have the same talents as anyone else in your family?
Well, my mother, she used to be a teacher. She used to teach drama, and I would like to think that that particular talent was given to me.
All right. Is there a talent you already have that you would like to improve?
Well, like I said, I am a very good singer, but I am not that good. So I would certainly like to get to a point in my time when I'm able to hit the high notes and sound exceptional to the listener.
And do you think you will use your talents in a future job?
Of course. Though I am pursuing a master's, I would like to become an actor or a singer in the future professionally to dedicate my whole time on that. So I think that would be very useful to me when I decide on doing that in the future.
All right, I'm going to ask you questions about learning science. Did you enjoy science lessons at school?
Well, I wasn't a science geek in school. It was only after I left school, say around the time I graduated from high school and moved into college, that I realized science is so much fun. And I went on YouTube and I've seen so many different kinds of videos being presented by individuals who are from the scientific background as well as a general background. It all sounded very enlightening to me.
And would you like to know more about science?
Of course. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to scientific revelations. Just recently, there was a telescope invented which lets us see stars that were beyond our reach for so long, and now we get to see millions of light years in the space future.
Do you watch science programs on TV?
Yes, I would say I am mostly fond of some of the scientific programs being telecasted by the BBC. One of my favorites is called All the Time Science, which is pretty much being presented by someone of a scientific background who wants people of all ages to learn as much about science as possible.
All right. And are science museums popular in India?
I don't think so. Maybe wax museums, but not science museums, because if they were popular, I would have heard of one, and I'm not able to think of one right now. So I would say that science museums are definitely not as popular in India as other countries.
Okay, some questions regarding keeping things.
Okay.
Have you kept a lot of things from your childhood?
Well, yes. From my childhood, I have the notebooks that I used to write on back when I was in high school. and backward. I would say when I was in the 3rd grade or the 4th grade.
Medcity IELTS app, a complete learning solution. IELTS listening, reading, writing and speaking module lessons with grammar classes and free practice materials. Get over 50 hours of video lessons. Download Medcity IELTS app now. Available on Android and iOS platforms.
My mother still keeps my answer sheets from that time, and other than that I have clothes as well as toys, but I don't use any of them now.
And do you prefer to keep things for a long time or to throw them away?
Well, some things I prefer to give away to charity if it's no use to me and if it's a use to somebody else. As they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I like to donate things. The things that I do keep are of sentimental value to me. So I just keep them locked away, and one of these days when I just open a box and I pull it out, it brings back so many different kinds of memories.
Mm-hmm. Where do you usually keep things that you need every day, like money or keys or something like that?
Well, as far away from my family as I possibly could. No, in all seriousness, I like to keep those things in a drawer where I'd be able to find them when I want to. That's my go-to place. I just have to pull the drawer out and take the thing that I put in previously. Otherwise, if I put them in different places, I wouldn't be able to find them when I actually need them.
And you like to keep all the photos you take?
Well, not all of them. These days, I don't take as many photographs as I used to, and even if I did, I wouldn't have any physical copies of them. Everything's digital. So what I do is I upload the photos that I have to the cloud, and the ones in which that don't actually look attractive or good, I just delete them. I'm kind of conscious like that.
All right, thank you, Shyam. Now we're going to move on to the second part of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you this card that you need to prepare on.
Okay.
You can keep this pencil if you'd like to make notes.
Okay.
You have a minute's time to make notes, and at the end of it, you have to speak on the topic given in 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
So your preparation time starts now. Alright, Shyam, that's the end of your preparation time. You now have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on the topic. I want you to describe a well-known person in your country who's very popular.
Okay. So a person in my country who's very popular is an actor extraordinaire whose name is 𝐜𝐨𝐬𝐴 Khan. I don't think there's a single human being residing in India who doesn't know this particular individual, because he's pretty much everywhere. He's covered every area of entertainment to ever exist. And he is so popular because he's such a wonderful actor. He's very talented, and he has proven to be the same in a variety of genres. He has been in comedies, he has been in action movies, he has been in romance movies. I think that's where most women know him from, because he is such a romantic person on screen as well as off screen. And the reason I think that he is so popular even more is because he has this presence about him that cannot be overshadowed by anybody else. He came from humble beginnings. If the stories that I hear about him are right, he came into the business. Firstly, he started off as a television actor, then moved on to the larger screens. Now, if we look at 𝐜𝐴𝐬𝐴 Khan now, there is not a bigger star than him. I feel that, personally, I feel very jealous as well as proud when I think about him. Firstly, I feel jealous because I am not able to understand how somebody could reach that kind of level of talent as well as popularity. And I'm proud because he's known all over the world as one of the greatest actors to ever exist. And he's also a great human being, at least from what I can see on the surface. And he donates a lot of things to charity, both financially as well as any other material property that he has. But I would like to say something else. I think if everything that he has been doing so far has been an act, he's been doing very well.
Thank you, Shyam. That's the end of your time. All right, Shyam, have you ever met this person in real?
Well, I have not met Shah Rukh Khan face to face, not in real life. I have met a celebrity previously who was Mallika Sukumaran, who is a family friend of my friend Abraham, who resides in Qatar. So Prithviraj, her son, and she herself stays at his place when they come to Qatar.
Great. All right, so moving ahead, we're moving to part 3 of speaking. We're going to ask you certain questions about being popular at school, at work, or popularity and influence.
Okay.
So this is your first question.
All right.
Why do you think some children are more popular than others at school?
Medcity IELTS app, a complete learning solution. IELTS listening, reading, writing and speaking module lessons with grammar classes and free practice materials. Get over 50 hours of video lessons. Download Medcity IELTS app now. Available on Android and iOS platforms.
Well, I guess there are so many factors to consider there. One may be because their parents are very rich or popular themselves, so that radiates to the children. And the other children want to be around these children. And the second factor, I would say, is because they're rule breakers. Because when children who are not doing the same things they are, they see this person as something special, so that they want to imitate. And that is the reason I believe, one of the 2 reasons I believe that some children are more popular than others.
Could you outline some advantages and disadvantages of being popular at school?
Of course, if you're popular at school, everybody wants to be your friend, especially at that kind of age. Because back when I was in high school, I wanted to be very popular because it attracts all kinds of people. Girls, boys, and even outsiders know your name, what you stand for. And the advantage other than that is that sometimes you get things, sometimes you get to negotiate things that you wouldn't be on the receiving end of if you weren't popular. And once you receive that, it makes you happy. So being popular is something that people consider to be a very good thing.
Having said this, Shyam, I'm just curious to know whether you were popular at school.
I wasn't popular at school. I was not popular at school at all, especially in high school. Not in my freshman year, sophomore, senior year, no. But in college, I was very popular, especially because everybody thought that I was a silent type that doesn't speak, doesn't interact with many people. But on days of celebration, I would jump on top of the stage and just wow everybody. They get blown away by my performances. Ever since my first year, my freshman year of college, I don't think anybody has forgotten my name.
All right, and do you think that students who are popular at school are also popular as adults?
Well, I don't think so, because school is a different environment, and when you become an adult, it's a completely different environment. People who are popular in school cannot expect to be the same in their adult life. But there are exceptions. There are some popular kids in school that play sports like basketball, and if they're able to get to a national kind of level, and they are able to bring out their skills, then they would definitely be able to transfer that to their adult life.
All right, now moving on to being popular at work. How important is it to be popular with colleagues at work?
Well, I would say it's very important. If you are somebody who is hostile and not very friendly toward your coworkers, and if you need something at any time, and you will be expected to need something, because nobody can survive on their own. If you do things the right way, they will definitely help you, otherwise they will not. And being popular has something to do with that, because if you're popular, everybody wants to be your friend and help you out, just like in high school. And if you ask them politely, they would give you what you want. They will assist you and they will do whatever it takes.
A good boss has to be popular with his or her employees. Would you agree or disagree?
Well, I would say a good boss definitely has to be popular with his employees, but it's not exactly fame that matters. I think it's his ability to empathize with his employees. If he's able to empathize with his employees, I think popularity and fame can all be put at the doorstep before he walks in. And if he's able to understand his employees and act in a manner that it favors both himself, the company, as well as everybody that he has employed, then that would be something amazing for the company.
What would you like to comment on the view that people are often promoted more for their popularity?
Well, I would say that is very much agreeable on so many levels. See, there are two different kinds of people. Those that are able to become popular on a certain level, even when they don't have any particular skills to mention, and others who have the particular skills but lack the ability to become popular or more talented because they're afraid of facing a different kind of crowd. So when they are not able to step forward, the other person obviously steals it from under their nose. So I would say it's very correct.
All right, Shyam, thank you. That's the end of your speaking test.
Thank you.
For more such exciting videos, download Medcity IELTS app.